Perfect, thank you very much for joining me. Yes, my name is Sean and you're watching MLS Ireland does predictions for MLS week 21. Stay tuned to see if that's right. Perfect, thank you very much for joining me. Yes, this is my prediction show for my MLS predictions, obviously. It says so in the title. We're in week 21, I believe it is. Possibly will be. And so I'm doing quite well. If you enjoyed my shows, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. I'm on 222, which is pretty impressive. I'm kind of claiming 1 or 2 every video, so I'm not too nearly a quarter away, 3/4 away of actually making sponsorships in front of this. Don't really care if I do that. Don't really care if I shouldn't be doing it, really, in fairness. But as I said, if you're new to this, hit that subscribe button, like, follow, share, whatever hell it is, and go over to my Twitch channel. I do weekday predictions there, even though that you'll be seeing them on this. It could be a good wee thing just to get on them and then basically tell me, nah, they're not getting beat, and then watch them get beat. So that's the crack. So as I always say, I'm not going to stick too much time into this, so I might as well crack on with the first one, which is LA Galaxy against San Jose Earthquakes. Now, this one is going to be a nice one. It is the classical thing. LA Galaxy coming into this one quite contrasting to compared to the San Jose Earthquakes, who are not doing all that great away from home. I think they've only won the 2 away from home, whereas LA Galaxy haven't. In the last 4, LA Galaxy, to be fair, have lost their last home game, then they drew, then they won. So again, they're coming into this a wee bit more. Better performance. That was against Colorado last night, which was a bit of a shock. I would have suspected them to win this. I'm not 100% sure if Chicharito is back. This could be all depending on if he is back or not. So saying that, this could be down to anything. I went for a 2-0 win to LA Galaxy just for the fact is they could possibly have him back. San Jose Earthquakes are still where are they? They're 18th in the league at the moment, which isn't great. So I'm not 100% sure how San Jose will probably get into this, but I think deep down, I think they're not going to get relegated. No, they can't get relegated. Can they get relegated? No, they can't get relegated. This is MLS. They don't get relegated. Let's see. Just bear with me 1 second. So the next one is Minnesota against Sporting Kansas City. Sorry, friends are doing things and they're texting me and I'm trying to get them to go away. So yeah, Minnesota against Sporting Kansas City. Sporting Kansas City now, they won their game last night, I believe so. No, sorry, they drew against Portland, which was quite of a shock. Portland. Anyway, they're not playing Portland now. They're coming up against the Minnesota team who, statistically, when you think about it, and if you look at their statistics, Minnesota and Sporting Kansas City, home and away, have kind of won the same, lost the same, and drew the same. It is pretty impressive when you actually look at it. I might snip a picture, and you can probably take a look here. Yeah, here. I'll try. I'll remember if I remember. Yeah. So coming into this one, the two teams are kind of very equal. Minnesota lost their last home game, whereas Sporting Kansas City won their last away game. Jeez. So coming into this one, I went for like a 1-1, just for the fact that these two teams are kind of equal, and they are pretty good teams. Minnesota are 13th, whereas Sporting Kansas City are 3rd. But Minnesota are playing at home, and Sporting Kansas City have a familiar record away from home, so it is a trickier one. So yeah, I'll go for like a 1-1 on that one. The next one is Columbus Crew against Seattle Sounders. Now Columbus Crew, I believe, lost their last. That's a bad record for Columbus Crew. They've lost their last 6 games or 5 games, sorry. In home or away, and they're away from home. They've kind of lost their last 2, drew, and then won quite a bit back. Whereas Seattle won their last 3 out of 4. So coming into this one, Seattle are the better team in form. Seattle are still a better team. They won, I believe, last night quite convincingly against Dallas. Dallas is a very good team. Dallas is a strange... It's not like I'm going to say that they're a bad team. They're a strange team. They're a very young team. And they can basically, on their day, can beat anybody. This is the reason why we love MLS. So I went for a 2-1 win to Seattle. Just for the fact is Seattle are Seattle, and they're a very good team, and they're very well... They're very well coached. They're very... It's just basically all around a very good team. So that's not the reason why, but they're just basically a good team, and they're better than Columbus Crew. The next one is DC United against Atlanta. DC United now, they believe they lost their last 2 games away from home, which was Nashville and New England. Now they're coming up against Atlanta at home. They have a better home record. Like they won their last 4 as far as I'm aware. Whereas Atlanta won their last home game. That was against last away game. Sorry, that was against the Columbus Crew. Columbus Crew are not in great shape at the moment, nor is Atlanta, even though that they've won their last 3 games. Atlanta coming into this one, I think DC United at home have the capabilities of winning this game. I went for a 2-1 win to DC United. Just they're at home. Their record is pretty good at home. They're not scoring many goals at home, but they're getting these kind of results over the line. And where I think Atlanta will score a goal, they're capable of scoring a goal, but I think DC United will get the 2 and then obviously win the game. That's how things go. The next one is Inter Miami against Toronto. Now, this is going to be a trickier one. 2 teams that don't really have a great record at this moment, at home or away. But coming into this in the form, in the last 4, Inter Miami has won the last 3 out of 4. Whereas Toronto lost their last 2 away from home. And then they won their 2 before that away from home. So coming into this, I think Inter Miami could get a good result in this one. I went for a 2-1 win, just for the fact is now they are getting their home record back in shape again. They're not bottom of the league; they're 23rd, so they're coming up. They're moving up in the world. So yeah, I went for a 2-1 win to Inter Miami. It's possible that Toronto are, well, they're bottom of the league, so they're going to get relegated badly. The next one is New England against FC Cincinnati. Now, New England are a far superior team compared to Cincinnati. In the last 4, FC Cincinnati haven't won a game, whereas New England haven't lost a game. So, coming into this one, I like FC Cincinnati. I love Acosta. I love their tops and all that kind of stuff. Their stadium is pretty neat. So, saying that, I have went for a 3-0 win to New England Revolution because they're top. There's a reason why they're top, and yeah, basically Gill's on fire, Bowes on fire. They're basically the whole team's doing well, and I don't think Cincinnati have the capabilities of winning this one. So 3-0 in that one. The next one is now the Hudson River Derby. Now this was a trickier one, as I was saying in my last video, compared to what was it, New York FC last night lost, and so they were away from home, I believe. Was it? Yeah, they were away from home. So as I was saying, New York City FC have a better record in Red Bull Arena than New York Red Bulls themselves. Well, compared to last night where Red Bull won, but this was last night, so they're familiar. They're exact same. So technically, this is a home game for New York FC. Against a New York Red Bull team. So saying that, I went into this game thinking New York City FC can probably win this one 2-1. Again, as I said, they have a better record in Red Bull Arena than they do even have in the Yankee Stadium. So it's kind of like a soccer specific stadium is kind of helping them. So if anybody is in the New York metropolitan area and wants to build them in the stadium, I'm pretty sure they would quite like a proper stadium built. I'm just thinking that just popped in my head. I'm pretty sure they're okay where they are. So yeah, I went for like a 2-1 win in the Hudson River Derby against New York City Red Bull and New York City FC. The next one is Orlando against Chicago Fire. Now Chicago Fire now are starting to pick up results. they won their last 2 home games, but then they got beat by Inter away from home. So that kind of concludes that they haven't won a game away from home this season yet. I think there's only one other team this week has probably done the same. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway. So yep, they're coming up against the Orlando team, who are still kind of not in great shape. They are now, where are they they're in 9th in the league, and they drew their last 3 and all home and away. But coming into this, they have a better record. So that I went for a 1-0 win. I think Chicago Fire will probably get not under their skin, but more defend, whereas Orlando will try and attack. This is capable. Fire are capable of basically getting a goal, but I think Orlando will probably have the capability of shutting them out in this one. So yeah, I'm going for like a 1-1 in that one. The next one is Philadelphia against Montreal. Now Philadelphia won a game last night. Congratulations to them, because they were on a bit of a shaky patch against New York City FC. Now they're coming up at home against Montreal, who are... Montreal. Where are Montreal? Somewhere. Canada, that's right. So, yep, the last 4 Montreal haven't won a game, whereas Philadelphia haven't lost a game and won 3 of those out of the 4. So they're coming into this with a better record. So I went for like a 2-0 win to Philadelphia, just for the fact that Philadelphia are Philadelphia. And they're a strange team. This is probably a game where you would suspect them to win, and then they kind of balls it up and have a draw or a lose. But they're at home. They have a better record at home, and I think this is a game they're not going to be too stupid about and lose. So, yeah, I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win in that one. The next one is a Turks derby against Houston Dynamo against an FC Dallas. Now, Houston hasn't fulfilled me in any glory to say this is a good team, and they're starting to play a bit better. They're not. FC Dallas away from home haven't got a great record, but they're capable of beating teams where I don't think Houston Dynamo really are. I know they've already won 3 games this season so far out of 20, which is not entirely great. So they're coming up against an FC Dallas team who have won 5 out of 20. So I'm going to go for an FC Dallas win in this one. I went for like a 2-1 win. I think it is a derby, and I do think Houston will have a go with it, but I don't think they have the capabilities of winning. So I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win. I think FC Dallas youth team will probably have the legs to win this one. So the next one is Austin against Portland Timbers. This is a trickier one. Austin at home are capable of winning this game. Portland Timbers, as you would have seen last couple of weeks, they're kind of all over the place. They drew against Port of Kansas City, which is a pretty impressive result. And then they got slapped by Seattle 6-2, but then they beat Real Salt Lake. So they're, again, a strange team. Now they are away from home, and their record in the last 4, not great. Whereas Austin in the last 4 have a better record, but Portland are scoring more goals than Austin in their away games. Well, there's more goals in their games, basically. So I went for like a 2-1 win to Portland, just for the fact that Portland are capable of winning this game. I know Austin are at home. They have their fans behind them, so I know they will score, but I think this is going to be a wee bit too much for them. So I went for like a 2-1 win to that one. And the next one is Colorado. Oh, I nearly said it again. Why did I keep messing that up? Colorado against Real Salt Lake. Now, Colorado now are doing very well. They're 5th in the league. They're doing quite well. In the last 4, they haven't lost a game. They drew 2 and won 2. Whereas Real Salt Lake haven't won a game. They've lost 3 and drew 1. So, Colorado coming into this one, a far better team. Like they were beating LA Galaxy, Houston Dynamo quite convincingly, and beating Dallas, and they got beat by Real Salt Lake 3-0 not so long ago, but that was in Real Salt Lake. But I think they've kind of learned their lesson, so I've went for like a 2-0 win to Colorado. Just for they are a better team at home, whereas Real Salt Lake aren't great on the road. And then now the last one, it is Vancouver against LAFC. Now this is going to be an interesting one. Where's the wee flag? Vancouver at home have the capabilities of beating LAFC. LAFC away from home have the capability of getting losing basically. So you can see where this is going. I think, and this may be a bit of a shock to you, but I'm going to go for a Vancouver 1 and LAFC 0. Vancouver are probably not the greatest team in the world. They did win their last game, that was against Austin 2-1. So they're probably not going to come into this, a bit of upbeatness. But LAFC haven't won a game in the last 6, so that's pretty bleak. And on the road, they haven't been great either. So I think Vancouver have the capabilities of winning this one. So I went for like a shocker 1-0. Perfect. Those are my predictions. I hope you enjoyed them. As I said, if you're new to this, hit that subscribe button, follow me on Twitch, hit me up on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And I hope to God see you on the next one. Bye.